So just because it's rainy season doesn't mean it's going to rain every single day of the week. In fact, who cares about rainy season? It's a lovely hot sunny day today, perfect weather for exploring one of Bangkok's most scenic neighbourhoods, an area I recommend everyone needs to visit at least once. So welcome to Bang Lamphu. Five years ago I did the Khao San Road history video, and that was mostly Khao San Road and a few bits of Bang Lamphu. This video is completely the opposite. It's mostly Bang Lamphu with a few bits of Khao San Road. So long before the tourists and the backpackers came to Bang Lamphu, this area was a well-known shopping hub and hangout. People used to come from miles around to visit the many markets, department stores, shops, cinemas, restaurants, street food stalls. Along the canal you had traders selling goods brought down from other provinces, and in those days Khao San Road was a major rice market. Well, you can't come to Bang Lamphu and not go to Khao San Road, but don't worry, I'm not staying very long. I've got a question for everyone watching about Khao San Road, and it's a multiple choice answer. The question is, why is Khao San Road fairly quiet at the moment? Is it A, because everyone's gone to Vietnam? Is it B, because it's low season? Or is it C, because it's absolutely terrible now? Leave your answer in the comments. And if it's C, tell us why. So what is so terrible about Khao San Road today? Well, let me put it simply, nothing is terrible about it if you're under 30 and you're a young traveller looking to meet like-minded people. You want to party, travel, find adventure, maybe find love, then this is your playground. If I was the same age, this is where I would head for. But for people in my age group, 40 to 50, it is terrible compared to what it used to be like 20 to 30 years ago. Back then you'd get pretty beer girls coming out, handing you menus, beckoning you in. You'd buy a jug of Chang or a tower of Chang for 150, 200 baht. And in those days, Chang was 6.4%, so you definitely got your money's worth. Nowadays you get touts calling you into these bars. They're not female, they're not pretty, they're too pushy, they're mostly men, and they're not even Thai. Another issue is the music's too loud. They're all competing to get people into their bars, and because there's a lot less people around at the moment, it's even louder. Also, you haven't got the same backpackers as 20 odd years ago. Back then there were Lonely Planet reading backpackers. They had backpacks, they hadn't showered, they ate banana pancakes, they travelled around putting the world to rights. I'm just going by the stereotype here. But you could have some funny conversations, meet some odd characters as well. Nowadays, young travellers are slightly different. They don't know what a book is. They need Google Maps to go 100 metres up the road. Khao San Road in 2026 is not terrible if you're Generation Z, but if you're in my age group, then it is not quite the same place it used to be. That preacher just now, when I showed that in my Khao San Road history video 5 years ago, I got two emails, one from someone who claimed to be that preacher and another from someone who claimed to know that preacher. And I still don't know to this day which one of them was lying, or there is a slim chance they were both telling the truth. Anyway, that building on the corner behind me used to be Gulliver's Bar. Quite a few of you may remember that back in the day. I used to go there 20 odd years ago. That shut down around 2015. It's now Rocco's, and part of it is also a CJ supermarket. On the other corner is the new police station. That was built around 2022. Before that you had the old building, and the original building used to be a mansion type building that sat on the corner. Samsen Road dates back to 1893 and it runs 6 kilometres from Bang Lamphu through Dusit district. Up until 1968 it had the Samsen tram line running along it, and in the future there'll be the MRT Purple line running down below with a station just down the road at Bangkok Prom. So before we jump into the Samsen Road area, I just thought I'd give you a quick bit of history here. This part of the canal used to have two very busy markets. On that side, you had the Bang Lamphu fruit market. That was nicknamed the durian market, probably because it sold lots of durian. Then on this side, you had the Nana market. That was one of those big markets that sold pretty much everything. And in the evenings, it sold street food, catering for people coming out of bars and pubs and cinemas. That market was demolished in the late 1980s and a new hotel was built called the Nouveau City Hotel. That is owned by the Nana family and it's just round the corner on Samsen Soi 2. Well, I've been to this area many times and there's no doubt it attracts a much better quality type of tourist. I think if you're staying here, you're probably more discerning, you've done a bit of research and you've chosen an area that will get you a bit of peace and quiet when you want it, but you're still within easy reach of the Khao San Road hub. There are plenty of decent hotels around here to suit all budgets, some good restaurants, plenty of street food, a few nice coffee shops as well. I also spotted a co-working space and there's plenty of weed shops as you would expect. It's always had a local village feel about it. I think that's why people like it. And you don't get this around the Khao San Road area. And this has always been one of my favourite parts of Bang Lamphu. So that's the police station that deals with all the stuff that goes on in the Khao San Road area. They are well experienced in dealing with tourist issues. For example, if a backpacker loses their bar of soap, they will swoop in there and they will find it, or maybe they won't. Anyway, I bet they've had some real dodgy characters in and out of there over the years. About 15 years ago, there was a rumour that it was really easy to get a police report from there if you claimed that you lost something or you got mugged or something was stolen. And many tourists exploited that by making lots of fake claims. Then around 2012, there was a notice up in the window saying we're not giving out police reports until further notice. It was also in the news. Obviously, a lot of tourists were taking a piss with that. So today, I'm not sure what the situation is. I'm sure if you went in there and said you got mugged, something was stolen, or you lost something, they would do a very thorough investigation. So opposite the police station by Khao San Road is the temple Wat Bowonivet, and this dates back about 300 years, pre-Ratanakosin era. It was originally known as Wat Klang Nai, which means temple in the middle of the paddy field. Then after 1782, King Rama I had it renovated and renamed to the Victory of War Temple, Wat Bowonivet. And this was to commemorate the 3 battles with the Burmese between 1785 and 1787. So if you've ever stayed in a hostel or a hotel on Soi Rambutree and you can't get to sleep, it's early in the morning, too much noise, then these are the chickens that are keeping you awake, and there's nothing you can do about it. Chakrabong Mosque is halfway down an alleyway just off Chakrabong Road. There is a big sign that you can't miss, and it dates back to 1967. On the day I went to have a look, there was a guy teaching people how to skip. I politely declined his offer of having a go, and as much as it did look like a lot of fun, I thought I'd skip that. So along this part of the canal, hidden behind these trees, are several hotels and hostels that I think deserve a bit more publicity. These are the types of hidden gems that are close enough to the madness of Khao San Road if you like to go partying, but also far away enough for you to enjoy a bit of peace, quiet, tranquility and a good night's sleep along the canal. So next time you're looking for a place near Khao San Road that fits that criteria, then check out these places alongside the canal. Well, if you walk further along the canal, you'll come to the Phan Thom community, and this is one of a few communities in Bang Lamphu that were established before the Rattanakosin era, so we're talking more than 250 years ago. And they are used to seeing foreigners cutting through along the canal, going down to Khao San Road or Samsen Road, or going up to Phan Thom Bridge. So if you do fancy a cold drink, a coffee or a snack, then do stop by. They are very welcoming indeed. Well, this is definitely a canal community I would love to live in, but they would never have me here because there's already enough cats around here. They wouldn't want me attracting any more, but I can dream. Anyway, the reason why I like it is because it's quiet. There are no long-tail boats or noisy diesel boats roaring up and down like you get along the canals across the river in Thonburi. Although there was once a boat service on this canal for a short time in 2017, and those were the big diesel boats, so that really must have pissed them off. It only lasted 4 months. It was stopped due to a lack of revenue. Nowadays there are boats that come up and down here, but they're small, they're electric and they're quiet, and we're going to be on one in about 30 minutes. So the Klong Bang Lamphu is not very long, about 1.5 to 2 kilometres at the most. I've walked it many times from end to end. Didn't take me very long. I am a fast walker though, but the whole canal from river to river was originally dug as the outer city moat when Bangkok was established back in 1782. And its official name is the Klong Rob Krung, which means the canal that circles the city. The other section of it down that way past Phan Thom Bridge is known as the Klong Ong Ang, which you may be familiar with if you've ever been to the walking street. So over the last week or so, they've been building these wooden walkways on either side of the canal. They've also done it on the canal round the corner there, the Klong Mahanak. And this is in preparation for the King's birthday celebrations taking place on the 27th and the 28th of this month. There's going to be a big display along the canals. I've also noticed they've built new piers along the Klong Bang Lamphu here, and I'm assuming that is in preparation for a new proper scheduled boat service to run up and down here. So that will be definitely something to look forward to. So how did this area get its name? Bang means village next to water. Lamphu means mangrove apple. Once upon a time there were many mangrove apple trees growing along the waterways around here, and the original settlement took its name from that. This was pre-Rattanakosin era, before 1782, meaning this neighbourhood could be as old as 300 years. This is Bang Lamphu intersection, and there is a police box there on the corner, and I was just about to say it looks like it's been 3 or 4 years since it was occupied by a policeman manually operating the traffic lights, but then a policeman pulled up on his bike and went inside. I did have a peek through the hole before he came, and there was a jacket hanging on the back of the chair, so maybe he's come back for that. Anyway, this is Chakrapong Road, and the reason why I pronounce it Chakrapong and not Chakrabongsi, which is what the road sign says, is because it's something I can't explain. It's just one of those Thai place names that is spelt differently from the way you're going to say it. This is Soi Krai Si, which was one of the main shopping streets in Bang Lamphu back in its heyday. And nowadays it's just a morning market and a night market. It's Monday today, so there's not much going on. Now here you've got a side entrance to the old New World department store. And it's only when you look at it from above that you realise just how big the footprint is of the New World department store. And it was built on the site of the old Talad Yort market, which was one of the biggest markets in the area, which sold pretty much everything. And I think a lot of locals were sad to see that go. Nowadays, there's just a few clothes shops and school uniform shops along here. Further down behind these market stalls here was the Bang Lamphu department store. That was built in 1982. It was illegally built at 11 stories. It was supposed to be 3. And there was a legal case that went on for years and years. Anyway, it was finally demolished about 5 years ago, and it's probably going to be replaced by another commercial development, probably an indoor market. There's a lot of digging and construction going on here. This is for the MRT Purple Line, and a lot of people are mistakenly thinking it's going to be a station here, but it's not. They're just building a portal for the intervention shaft. So if the train breaks down in the tunnel between stations, they can evacuate people up to street level here. Well, you could say Soi Thani is one of the area's best kept secrets because no one ever talks about it, but it's not exactly hidden away, so it doesn't really count as a hidden gem. There are some decent looking hotels along here, a few restaurants, coffee shops, bars. In the evenings it's a very busy night market selling clothes, and if you don't know where it is, it's just off Chakrapong Road, parallel to Soi Rambatri. There's quite a few people who come to Khao San Road for the first time and don't realise for a few days that soy rambutry is there. And it is less commercialised. It was always more laid back, chilled out than Khao San Road, and the music a few decibels lower. And in the 25 years or so since I first came here, it hasn't really changed that much, although I would imagine the owners of the bars, restaurants, hotels and shops would have changed over the years. But it was always a nice place to stroll from one end of the street to the other. And up until 1957, the whole street was actually a canal that went around the temple. Well, this is a really big temple complex. It's impossible to get around the whole place because some of it is actually off limits. Anyway, it was founded in 1824 and the first abbot was Prince Mongkut in 1836. Now he went on to become king in 1851 and he was known as King Rama IV. Now this is the temple where kings and princes come and serve their monkhood, including the current king Rama X, as well as his late father, King Rama IX. One place that definitely deserves a shout out is the Mad Monkey Hostel. I was filming along the canal behind it for a couple of hours last week, and some of the people that were staying there, sitting outside drinking in the garden, noticed me and were shouting across at me, "Hey, how are you doing? Where are you from?" So I said hello to quite a few different tourists that were staying there, and I looked it up and it looks like a lot of fun if you're aged between 18 and 30, and it's well known for its general partying atmosphere as well as the swimming pool parties. So the Bang Lamphu Museum is a great spot for local history. It was once a printing factory that made school books. This was moved in 1985, and in 2001 the whole site was saved from demolition and given heritage status. The museum opened in 2014. At the back is a 100-year-old teak building, and this is the biggest wooden structure still standing here in Bangkok. So the boat's going to be here in about 10 minutes. I called it using the Move Me app, and that is really straightforward. It's just the same as getting a car with Grab or Bolt. I just noticed this boat here though, that would be a lot of fun pedaling up the canal, but it'd probably take me about 2 hours to get to where I'm going. Plus I've got to hold the camera, so totally out of the question. But I heard a story that Global Travel Mate, when he did his video on this canal, he was offered this boat but chickened out, and instead he took one of the electric boats, and his video is actually showing in the boat, as you're going to see. Well, this is as far as I'm going on this boat, and you might recognise this area. This is Bo Bay. Now, the original plan was to have Bang Lamphu and Bo Bay as one video, but when I started filming, I started exploring lots of extra places that I didn't intend to originally, and then I thought this video is going to be well over an hour, so I split them up. So at the end of this video, you can watch the Bo Bay video if you haven't already seen it. So Phra Sumen Fort is one of 2 forts still standing today out of 14 that used to be part of the old city wall around the edge of Bangkok that was built in 1782. Today it's part of Santichai Prakan Park, which opened in 1999, and the park sits on the former location of the C. Maharaja sugar factory, and if you're ever in the park when the river levels get high, it does have a tendency to flood. Well, in this corner of the park, you get a nice view of the Klong Bang Lamphu Canal where it meets the Chao Phraya River. And you also get a nice view of the very elegant King Rama VIII Bridge. I wouldn't imagine these tourist boats get many customers in this weather. It's been raining on and off all day, and the thought of sitting on an open top boat when it could rain at any moment probably wouldn't appeal to most people, unless you're a YouTuber doing a video on the Chao Phraya River in the rain. Anyway, these tourist boats start and finish at Pratit Pier. So that just about wraps up this look around the Bang Lamphu neighbourhood. I hope you found the video interesting, educational, or even exciting. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Like, share, leave a comment. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by the Buy Me a Coffee link on the screen. That just leaves me to say what I always say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.